Hello everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Dan Fronin, VP of Marketing for Farm Market ID, and also joining us today is Highland Kaufman, President of Farm Market ID. As we go through the webinar, feel free to type any questions you may have in the question area. We will answer as many as we have time for, and if we don't get to your question, we'll send you a personal response after the webinar. And also as a reminder, we will send out the slides and a recording of the webinar later this week or very early next so that you can share with colleagues and review further. We've got a great webinar in store for you today. First, we'll start by defining the differences between multi-channel and omni-channel marketing and discuss how integrated marketing can be used to run both. Next, we'll go over the 7-step integrated marketing process for strategizing and running your programs. Then Highland will give us a real-world example of integrated marketing and data intelligence. Finally, we'll discuss how to tie data together to market to individuals in various channels and techniques for measuring channel performance, which will allow you to refine and budget more appropriately. So first, we wanted to touch on multi-channel marketing. Multi-channel marketing is your most basic form of modern marketing. It utilizes more than one channel to promote a product, a service, an event. Some marketers give equal weight to each channel, and others weight heavily to where they believe their target audience to be. With multi-channel, consistency and experience from channel to channel is typically not a consideration. Omni-channel utilizes multiple channels, and it's important to note it's not just a promotional strategy. It's about the experience being consistent and continuous as people jump from channel to channel. So for instance, if I'm on your website talking to a customer service representative through online chat, and then I decide to call in, omni-channel is the structure that would make sure that that conversation picks up seamlessly. The system and the brand should know what conversation was going on, and I should get the consistent experience across both. And now we jump into the integrated marketing part of this. Integrated marketing is a process and blends all channels for consistent brand messaging and brand experience. The process can and should be used before employing a multi-channel or omni-channel strategy. Now we'll talk through each step in the integrated marketing process. The first step is to identify your target customers. This is done in a variety of ways, through competitive analysis, focus groups, looking at past customers, and wanting to find more customers just like them. Second step is to establish the mission of your integrated marketing plan. Is it brand awareness, product adoption, increase in market share? A well-established mission allows you to focus on the goal at hand. Next is your message. This is the creative theme of the campaign. What message and imagery will resonate with the selected markets to help you achieve your message? For instance, your target is farmers who are very proud of what they do and take it very seriously. You may give them a creative that visually speaks to what they do every day and a tone that speaks to the pride they have in what they do day in and day out. Next, we look at methods. In this instance, we are looking at what communication techniques we will blend together. Does this audience respond well to direct mail, phone, email, social media? The key here is blending. If you have recently won a huge industry honor, mention it in your direct mail piece, in your email, and your social media communications. Mention your social channels and hashtag if appropriate. Make sure that you are using all channels to breed success for other channels. Next, we get into the actual media. So what specific channels of communication will you utilize? Do you have an in-house list? Do you have media contact to go out after earned media? Do you need to secure lists and data intelligence or advertising? And next is the money portion. At this point, you are putting a budget together. The important thing here, what do you need to achieve the mission? You've established your methods, wish list for media, and now you put the plan together in a budget. The key here is don't spend more than you have to, just enough to get the mission accomplished. And of course, measurement, in my opinion, the fun part. How did the campaigns perform? What would you change? Reestablish your mission if you need to, and repeat the process. And now we'll look at a real-world case study from Highland.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today as we review how media and data can help you in your marketing strategies. Today we're going to review a case study of a company using data to enhance and grow their business. Data-driven integrated marketing takes into consideration multiple points of analysis. In the past, this was always associated with a rooftop type methodology because most of the data media that was available was tied to a rooftop. In today's world, with geospatial analysis, we can actually now tie that to the land and crop being grown first, and then tie it to the people. And the people can have multiple touch points, and understanding not only the touch points that you have acquired, but the preference of that individual either to receive communication from you via a certain touch point or not receive. Allows you to then market multiple messages around your products, your services, by location, by crop, in a multi-point way. Our case study today is looking at a company that was looking to increase their footprint around the U.S. in the farm production sector. They have been successful with farming operations that have a gross farm income above $2 million. And that is their target area, their target segment that they want to also try to grow their business in. They came to Farm Market ID to discuss ways to understand their existing customers, look for that low-hanging fruit, and as well as to identify like farms. The marketing strategy was to design a marketing segmentation campaign using the multiple communication tactics. Utilizing data from Farm Market ID can help you do this in a very unique way. Because our data starts at the land, goes to the crop, then goes to the people in the farm, you're able to analyze your existing customers and then specifically identify prospects that meet your key profile demographics. Traditionally, we've always had crop name, acres, gross farm income, but now with the land and the linkage that provides, we're able to provide you aggregated geographic acres around a specific location or a specific geospatial, such as an invasive pest zone, those type of things, as well as types of ground, watersheds, and then also rolling that up to a farm versus individuals. And this way, your target can be enhanced in a way that I'll explain in another slide. To create a database asset for your company for sustained growth and maintenance of your business, the FMID approach is to take your data, add business data such as Farm Market ID to enhance the intelligence that you know about your customers and the prospects that you've already identified, add additional third-party data such as CT Lean, Dun & Bradstreet, EDA, really any data source that you can find that has a relevance to your business. And then take that and geospatially put it on a map. This way you can target and have multiple communication flights to prospective customers. Them fast if you have a relationship with them and know them very well. So with the data and what you can do from a geospatial and integrated manner is to go from the land to the crop, to the people, to the farm. And then with that interlinking data, we can identify farms that are related to each other, providing you the strategy that you need to be successful. So in this case study, the first step as for data quality is to take the data from the client and run it through data standardization and consolidation. This way, many customers may have more than one bill to, definitely more than one ship to, different farm names that they operate under for various reasons. And so step one, you want to consolidate everything down to identify who your key customer is and all the related data associated to it. Step two then takes and draws that customer profile. Looking at a multi-point analysis, we can help you understand who your growers are, plus identify that low-lying fruit. Who's buying product X from us or service X from us, but is not participating in another area of our business, such as possibly if you provide energy services or something as a co-op, they may be buying your agronomic services but not participating in your energy services. We then take that profile and apply it to the farm universe. And this helps you identify those farms within your geographic footprint that are most likely to be receptive to your market, as well as most like your existing customers. This will help you achieve your target market penetration. We can also provide you that market share information, even where there's not necessarily a person attached to the land. In other words, how many crop acres do you have within a specific geography? This geospatial tagging and data integration is part of step 4. This is also where you can take that third-party data and begin to add that additional richness to your data asset for your company. Lastly, after you have this all compiled, you then take your message or messages that you have and begin to segment out your data to match those communication tactics and messages. For instance, in wheat growing areas of the upper tier states, you could have a multi-campaign message strategy around, does the grower have wild oat issue, or does he have a wild oat and green foxtail issue, or is he only a green foxtail grower? This way you can target your message for the herbicides that you want to provide to him. Step 6 is your deployment strategy. And this is where, during your campaign, you're going out to multiple, whether it's email, you may be doing phone surveys or focus groups, direct advertising, and you're into your season of communication. Step 7 is to always go back and measure the results. Traditionally, a lot of people have marketed in a very shotgun approach strategy. In other words, we're going to buy a lot of print magazine ads and, we're going to cover this market and then hopefully we'll do well. And they never go back and actually analyze and say, how many new customers did we get? Or did we increase our sales in a specific geography where we could have had growth because we know that the crop is there and we don't have the business? So always measure your results. And then step 8 is the fun part, repeat. You go back and you start all over again, either for the new season or to pick up from your measured results a new campaign out to those new customers to continue to anchor to them and grow them, or to go back out to people who possibly came to one meeting or they did something but you didn't actually convert them to a customer. So with this campaign, the following results were actually realized. By using this fact-based demographic intelligence in concert with 2 or 3 different auxiliary data points, Company XYZ was able to identify an additional 10% of their existing customers that were actually above their target GFI. In other words, they had individual demographics on their database. So Tom and Bob both had acreage attributed to them, but they're actually farming together. Well, individually, neither one of them was in that $2 million GFI threshold. Yet when they were aggregated into the farm household, the farm actually was within their target. If they had not done that aggregation, both Bob and Tom would not have been in their communication strategy. There's a lot of value there. Data standardization and hygiene also identified the following on the database. 10% had moved or changed farmland year over year and had shifted. 28% had phones that needed to be updated and or were invalid. 32% had emails that could be updated or appended. And 19% were part of an existing farming operation. In other words, people were either being treated as prospects on the prospect side and actually were part of an existing farming operation, or individuals were being listed independently of each other and were actually rolled into an existing farming operation in the database. The segmented communication tactics resulted in an increase in customer touchpoints and development of preferred communication vehicle down to the person. So during the campaign, data was collected around, yes, I want to receive email. No, I do not want an MSS text. Yes, I will attend the meeting. I like a face-to-face. Who's my retailer? Those type of customer touch, critical, important items were collected throughout the campaign. Lastly, the integrated marketing campaign resulted in a prospect conversion rate of 15%, and the campaign had a return on investment increase of 10%. So definitely a successful campaign, and a lot of it could be attributed to finding those nuggets within their own existing data, as well as identifying those key prospects in their geography.
Thanks, Hyland. So, I mean, as we're seeing, as marketing continues to become more intelligent, it's more and more possible to get down to the individual or very close to it on multiple channels. As Hyland pointed out, you start with the geospatial analysis, then you can open up the targeting to multiple communication vehicles, whether it's phone, email, direct mail, advertising, which can be online or offline, social media targeting, and a lot more. And the question here is, how do you tie them all together? And here we're looking at a best case scenario for a marketing database. And at the core of everything is the good data. And core things like Hyland covered, plus their source, where did they come from, what's their lifetime value. You pull these people out to create campaigns with the response data coming back in to the database so you can continue to refine and build your customer profiles.
One of the exciting things, Dan, I would like to mention, if you could go back one slide. I just noticed it. We're excited that Farm Market ID here very shortly will be sending out an announcement that we will be able to now help you with online ads. We're developing the taxonomy for pushing out the ability for you to tag growers in a online ad environment. You can't tag an individual, but you can tag a group. So in other words, we're doing data around row crops, corn, soybeans, specialty crops, planted acre, gross farm income, so that you can say we want to reach everyone who has 2 million acres or more. And so you pick up on that bucket and it begins to tag those people with your message and that fit in that profile. And you can drive them into your website and to your campaign tactics. So we're very excited about that. Several publishers have been doing this based off their publishing list, and we have finally decided that we need to provide that same data. And we'll also work with any independent direct media provider, DMP. So we will help you. If you've never done that before, you can come to Farm Market ID and we will actually work with our DMP to set this up so that you can get started in this new and exciting area of marketing.
Very exciting stuff. Can't wait for it to be released. And we'll, as Hyland mentioned, we'll let you know the second that it's ready. So the next step is tying it all together, blending your silos. Blending on and offline data is not as hard as one might think. The first step is identifying your many audience touch points. So your traditional touch points like your email, SMS, there you're looking at solicitation history, your individual customers, the data enhancement that's in there, transactions, what orders have they put in, what items have they purchased, how many times have you solicited them, your product tables, your postal and rooftop addresses, and your more modern trending things such as web property behavior. So that's click behavior, product interest, transactions on a website, their social media profiles, digital tracking, including that digital advertising that Highland was just speaking about, and the geospatial and land-based targeting. And really, to tie all these together, it's all about the call to action. So response mechanisms are the #1 place to get this right. So coupon codes, you can use a coupon code down to the individual in an email, a direct mail, social, display advertising. You could use unique URLs through email, direct mail, and social. You can use web tracking codes through email, social, and your own website. So you can actually drop cookies on people and start to understand how they're interacting with you across different areas of the internet. And then email info opt-in for digital channels. So through social, your on-site, and your display advertising, put up a gate or two to get people to opt in. If you have a white paper or a coupon code of the day, put an email address opt-in there so that you can tie it back to a person that might already be in your database, so that you can start to build these profiles on people. And with that, we'd love to open it up to any questions that anyone sent in. And it looks like we have a couple. First question is, can you target to an individual through social and display advertising? And I would say that the quick answer to that is that due to privacy laws, you're not allowed to target to an individual person through digital, but you can take a universe of people, such as an email list or some sort of prospect universe like Highland just spoke of, and you can be reasonably certain that you're hitting the people within that universe, down to 45 to 50% of them typically match up. And then the next question that I see that came in, what kinds of tools can you use to get to a place where you have a single customer view? Highland, you want to tackle that one?
Sure. Everyone has a CRM or is thinking that they are now ready for a CRM of some sort. Traditionally, especially in ag, our data has been all over the place, and sales reps spreadsheets on their phones, in our billing databases, and in some cases we also have multiple silos within our business. As I mentioned before, you may have an agronomy division, and then you may have a different division around feed or energy or equipment. You may have multiple brands, those type of things. And so one of the key analytical tools that can really be powerful for you is an analytical database. And there are several out there that have the ability to sit on top of your data. Some require more revision to your existing platforms that you have to work properly. We're excited that Farmmark ID actually has an analytical platform that takes no rework of your system. It's called 3D for data-driven decisions, and it allows you to create these campaigns and profiles from your data, actually create the campaigns and push them out, and then take the data back in after the campaign is over, and within a couple of clicks of your mouse, be able to analyze and strategize around your results, and then create, again, that repeat process, knowing exactly who you need to reach out to with a particular message on your follow-up campaigns. And then a CRM can be Salesforce, it can be our product GRM, it can be Microsoft Enterprise. There are several different ones out there. But to have an analytical database go back and forth with your CRM is one of the key elements that you need to look at also investing in.
Exactly, and then there's also modern tools such as marketing automation platforms that allow you to place codes on your websites and deploy your email broadcasts so that you're getting more of a digital and web behavior that ties back into your CRM or your analytics platform as well. It looks like we have one more question that we have time for, and that is, will FMID be using a private marketplace or programmatic exchange when we release digital advertising? And the answer to that is programmatic exchange. So we will not be building a private marketplace. Our philosophy is that we will push it out to any DMP that you need us to push it out to. We do have a couple preferred partners that we're launching with first, and we will send out more information on that as we get closer to the launch date. And with that said, we'd like to thank everyone for attending today. And if you ever have any questions or need to contact us, our information's right here.
Thank you, everyone, and we're very excited that you joined us today, and we look forward to helping you in this new world of marketing.